and Telegram as we are
Oh,
now, and we're live. So,
awesome.
before we get into any of the questions, as we're waiting for our listeners, Carmen, how
Mm.
was season one for you?
Season one was the start, it was an introduction. And like any new season or new venture, it's exciting. But I feel that, the vision we had when we started, we definitely, from the feedback we've gotten from listeners, we've hit the mark. And the vision was about education, information, and just sharing more about property with the listeners. So yeah, I think we've hit that mark, and yeah, I'm looking forward to season two, because season two is going to be, it always has to be a step up, a bit of more growth. And then, of course, we need to tell the listeners about season three. I think we need to give
Oh,
them a little bit of a teaser about season three, because that is going to be a good one.
now check this woman. She's not even finished season one yet. She's already two
Mm.
seasons ahead, but that's well, and that's
Yeah.
good planning. And just in terms of our listeners and them contacting you after the show,
Mm.
how's that been for you? I said to you in our off-air talks, and I think once we get
Mhm.
to that level where people start to trust you and realize what
Mm.
Meraki Property Solutions are all about,
Mm.
it's going to be great for you and for them and for us overall. So, how has that experience been?
So I must say that the calls I've gotten after our online shows or our radio feature has been always for assistance, to find out a bit more, and a bit more technical questions than what we're handling online. And it does satisfy me in the sense that I feel that the trust is definitely being built, because listeners are feeling comfortable coming to me
Mm.
with these kind of questions. I've even had, I've actually just met one of the listeners yesterday that reached out to me after listening to the show. She also went on to Facebook to see a bit more, check me out, kind of thing. And
Mm.
then she came across the fact that I'm doing the training and education as well. And she's coming on board in January with Meraki as an intern, and to also do a training. So we're really chuffed about that one.
Now, check that out. No, I don't think it happens or would have happened if you are not on this platform. And so, amazing things happening for you and for our listeners. So, well
Exactly.
done. And
Mm.
while we're still waiting on some of the listeners, I don't know why they're so shy. They were inundating us with a lot of questions throughout the
Mm.
season. But let's talk about this time of the year. I'll start asking the questions. So this time of the year, we know we're all in a festive mood, and maybe we're not as switched on in regards to property. Talk to us about that.
So absolutely, I just had a chat now. I had a group of agents that we were in training this morning, and they're from about three or four different offices across Cape Town here. And I spoke to them about, my agents have been sort of moaning over the last week that they've had a lot of no-shows at their appointments. Now, we're used to getting no-shows where people would book a time with us, and not pitch, not let us know if they're not coming. And it's normally one third of the amount of people that book. So we like to do block
Okay.
viewing, so at least we're not wasting our time going out to a property. Because at least like two out of the three will pitch. We normally have one out of three no shows, but over the last week that has actually increased tremendously, and they are feeling the same. And it really shows that it's a time of year. Cape Town is switched off. The focus has shifted. You started playing the Christmas carols, as I blame you for that, Marco.
Is it me?
Yes. So yeah. So, but at the end of the day, we're not totally gonna switch off. Like from my side, I will stop booking classes for 4 weeks. I'm stopping the show for a few weeks. set appointments. We'll stop for a few weeks, but we're definitely still available. There are still people in need that need accommodation by the end of the year or the 1st of January. So, there are still properties that need to be let and need to be sold, even though the deeds office closes the 21st of December for 2 weeks. And, some things like basically just go on total shutdown between Christmas and New Year. We still are in the background if there is a property need from
Yeah.
anybody.
So I'm glad I brought this question up for this time of the year, and maybe it is my fault because I do tell the people we don't have a full calendar year in Cape Town. This month is a lifestyle, but just in cottoning on to that question, and is this a particular not a good month for sales or to buy or sell homes, or am I on the wrong track here?
The thing is, it depends again on how serious the buyer is or how serious the seller is. If someone is really serious and they've got a need and they need accommodation and um, for a rental, obviously the rentals come and go. Like what we normally also do with rentals is, even if we sign up a lease now, we either end the lease the 30th of November or the 31st of January. So we try not to have open units or vacant units around 1st of January. And I mean, sometimes agents are away, they can't always do a handover on the 1st of January and that kind of thing. So we manage our leases in such a way that there's seldom vacancies for 1 January period. But there may be people that's relocating. There may be people that haven't secured accommodation. There may be people where, the children is starting school second week in January in a particular area and they need to be settled. So in that instance, serious tenants that really need to secure premises will do it. And then also, of course, with buyers as well, while the rest of Cape Town is focusing on other things, it may be a good time to put your foot in the door and actually catch that sale that you might not otherwise.
So somebody's saying to you, I don't know, I think it must be Eleanor, I think. Good afternoon, Marco, and my Meraki boss, Carmen.
Oh,
Ooh,
that
sy
is
is
only
oor haar
Eleanor.
bas. Sy is oor haar bas. Okay, so while we're still waiting on people, and now don't wait till we're about to say goodbye to come through with
Mm,
your questions. If you have burning issues in regards to, even if you are an owner and you have difficulties in terms of your tenants, or it could be on the reverse of that, the converse of that, if you have difficulties even with your owners, and especially this time of the year when you may want to have
mm.
things fixed and you want to have people over and the like, and you're just not getting any joy, let us ask Carmen the question. Put her on the hot spot. She can answer the questions. That's why she's here. She is the expert, and looking forward to you asking those questions. So you can send it to either WhatsApp, that number 0617981075, or you can also go on to Facebook and YouTube right now, and you can comment there. Um, so, Marco, please let us have details, rehouses. I'm not sure, Angela, what you mean. You need to give us more detail on that. So I'll wait for you to send that through in terms of what you exactly want. And I'm pretty sure my favorite realtor will be able to tell you. So while we're waiting on them, you got big news, Carmen. Do you want to
Yeah.
let them in now, or do you want to wait till then?
Just a little bit, Marco, just a little bit.
Okay, you're gonna tease them.
Yes. So you must
Okay.
give a trailer for season three, no? So this is just a
Okay.
little trailer on what to expect. So based on the feedback that we've gotten from listeners, and the 15 minutes seem to go quite quickly to answer all the questions and really go into the
Yes.
detail of the topics that we've covered, we've decided to do a roadshow. So we're going to take the World of Property feature and we're going to do it in person. And we're not going to do it at CCFM's hall. We're not going to let the listeners come to us. We're going to go out to the communities, Marco. So we're going to start
Okay.
this the first week in March.
Can I go with?
So, yes, of course, you must go with. You part of the world of property feature. Come on now.
I'm just asking.
Yes. So now we were looking at where do we start, and we've decided that we're going to take the roadshow. We're going to start at different churches in different areas, so to make it accessible for most. So we're starting the second week in March, the 9th. We're starting at the Full Gospel Church in Steenberg. That is my home church, and we're right opposite the police
Okay.
station. From there, we're moving to the River Word, which is in Plumstead with Pastor Kyle's congregation. And of course, it's open to all, not just the congregations. And then we're just waiting confirmation on the last church. And so that will be the 3 weeks in March. It's before Easter. And yeah, we're looking at that, Marco. And I'm really excited to meet some of the listeners face to face. I must say, some
We
of
have the
them.
best.
Mm,
We have the best listeners, but I think you're gonna have a problem. Did you
what?
mention anything in regards to the north?
No, so that is the thing. We want to get to the north as well, Marco, but we need a church to host us in the north.
Okay. Okay.
So
That
we
could be
open
arranged.
yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
You
So
you
so
you you know I reside this side of the world, right?
yes, but I don't know where your fellowship, so share with me.
You know I reside this side of the world, right?
Yes, so we're definitely coming that side. We're definitely coming that side.
Well, only if the people want it. I'm just putting it out
Yeah.
there. If they don't want it, then we don't do it. Then we'll keep it in the south. Ursula says, I'm in the north. See? So, Ursula, you
Oh,
need
cool.
to canvas some of the listeners if they
Mm,
want this roadshow to come to the north. That's all I'm saying. You see, now
yeah.
what I'm opening here, yeah,
Cool. Awesome. Absolutely.
yeah, because you southern suburbs people like to cater to only southern suburbs people.
No, no,
It's
Marco,
shame
we
on you.
definitely want to tap into the north, definitely. That's the whole point, so
Yeah.
that we're reaching across. But we're
Okay,
waiting for that
let me do
invitation.
this. L-
We're waiting for that
Let me do this.
invitation to the north.
Let me do this. My people from the
Mm.
north, would you like myself and Carmen
Mhm.
and Meraki Property Solutions to come to your neck of the woods in the new year? Seeing that she favors the south, talk to me. 0617981075. That's all I want to hear from my people in the north.
Okay.
And don't say that I have not
Mm.
given you the opportunity. Don't say that we're not being fair. People of the
Mm.
North. That's all I'm saying.
Mm.
The people of the South, they are covered. Ursula, the Lone Ranger in the North, says absolutely.
Mhm.
Okay, okay, yeah, they're coming through. Delisa says yes. So I want to put
Mm.
Common under pressure, man. I want to put it under pressure. Janine also comes through, says, I love the initiative. Please bring it to the north too. See, there's 3 people. I need at least 7 more
Okay.
people to really, really put pressure on this lady. So, people of the north, the people of the south are being favored. Are you just going to take it lying down? I'm just putting it there. So, I love to put them under pressure. People
Mm.
like Common, them that favors the south. So, ek wil weet.
Ag,
Moet ons
Marco,
kom na
after
die
last week's
noordelike
stint,
voorstede.
after last week's stint, there's no pressure, eh?
Oh. So, people, here's another thing. Common wants to replace me. Good luck with
No.
that.
I can't do this without
Okay.
you, Marco. I can't.
I'm glad that you realize that. Okay. So, we want to bring this road show to the north as well. Anne says yes. Madeline says yes. Um, We're going to get you those numbers or the contact details at the end. In fact, if you're on Facebook and YouTube, there's already the contact details on screen. I think I may have missed something in regards to a question that was posed a little bit earlier. Okay. So, yet is common. My friend Sheila is in a predicament as she partly owns a house. I think her daughter and son in law moved to London a few years ago and now getting divorced and selling the house. Sheila is in the house and the house needs to be sold. What happens now?
Okay, so Sheila's part owner is, or is
Yes, yes,
Sheila's
part owner.
part owner with a daughter, from what I understand,
Yeah,
and the son-in-law.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
So, in order to sell the property, the agent needs a mandate from all the registered owners of the property or a representative, right? So, if the daughter and son-in-law wants to sell the property, and she's part owner, she would need to consent to it by signing the mandate as well. However, because they are getting divorced and there are some mitigating circumstances around it, they may feel that the sale is urgent and perhaps the divorce order requires it, or whatever the case may be. If Ursula doesn't want to sell, they may have to
Or
get a court
Sheila.
order. Then, oh, sorry, Sheila. Then they may need to get a court order to get Sheila's consent if they can show there's just cause. So, I mean, before even going that route, the first thing is always to sit down and to try and work it out amicably. It is difficult when there's divorce and parties are not generally in consensus at that stage. But think about what's the right thing for the property. Could the property end up being repossessed by the bank if they're not keeping up with payments or that kind of thing? So, they really need to just sit down and discuss as registered owners, the three of them, and see what is going to be the best way forward. But there has to be consensus when when selling a property. And I mean, even at mandate stage, if they then get an offer in on the property, then, furthermore, all parties need to sign accepting the offer as well. So it's best that they really agree upfront. Number one, if they're going to sell, what the selling price is, what the costs are, to make themselves aware of. An important thing, how they're going to do the split of the net proceeds of the sale. It's important that those things are dealt with upfront so that by the time an offer comes in, those little things are already dealt with and it's not causing a delay in accepting the offer.
Mm,
Because now, if the parties are still negotiating those things, when an offer comes through, they might end up losing the buyer because they're taking too long to settle on
yeah.
an agreement. So agree on it upfront at mandate stage and make sure that there's consensus from all parties. Because even as agents, it makes it difficult for us. Remember, we can guide, we can facilitate, but we're not the decision makers. The registered owners are the decision makers. And, it makes the transaction a lot smoother and go through a lot quicker if there is agreement and consensus upfront.
Okay. And it seems like somebody else also has a similar situation and saying, how do I get a hold of the lady talking now? The lady you're referring to is, of course, Carmen Hamildin, and she's the owner of Meraki Property Solutions. So we'll give you details at the very end. Alternatively, you can also check it out on Facebook and YouTube, which we are live on right now. And can she contact you directly? I'm pretty sure, but we'll give you
Yes.
details at the very end as well. And then, you see, this is what I said, Common. Remember,
Now the
remember,
questions
I
are
said
coming in.
they're going to come through, right? Okay, so we got time for one more. We're going to squeeze one more in for the very last episode of season one. Okay, let's do this. I in September, I told my tenants, that's the husband and wife, that I will be retiring end of February next year, as I will be 65 in March. I explained to them that I will be selling the house they are renting because I will not be able to retire and still have bonds or bond payments to make. The wife understands and is looking for another place, but the husband is a different story altogether. Must I still give them a written notice to vacate the premises?
So, absolutely, written notice is important. But of course, the you broke up there a bit, so I didn't catch her name. But she needs to make sure that the written notice is in line with what the lease allows. So, does the lease have a notice clause? Does it allow for a premature notice if it's a fixed term lease agreement? So, first check the notice requirements of the lease. Written notice is absolutely important because written notice, you always need to have a paper trail. And I would say your written notice, make sure that you've got it if you how you normally communicate with him, if you've got it on email, but also make sure that you send it via registered post because it's such an important thing that because there's already one party that seems to not be accepting
Mm.
it, so make sure now already you check in the terms, giving the required notice period, doing it in writing, and make sure that it's done by registered post as well.
Sure. We're gonna have to leave it there because quite a few questions coming through now. So you will have to wait for season two
Sure,
next year
Martha.
and season three. What? What? They must wait
It's so
because we've
long.
run out of time.
Okay, I know.
We've run out of time. And now you seemingly enjoying yourself now, yeah, as well. But you gotta give details. As I was told,
Mm.
don't give it so fast because I wanna write it down.
Okay,
So I'll
okay.
leave that to you.
Okay, so cell phone number is 079 495 7358. I repeat, 079 495 7358. And then email is Carmen, that is CARMEN, at Meraki Property Solutions, which Meraki is MERKI. So that's Carmen at Meraki Property Solutions.
Okay. And
Mm.
common, that's where we ended off for
Uh,
2023. That's where we
okay,
at.
so let me just
So
give
it
a chance to
hey?
wish all the listeners well. I hope they don't forget us over the festive season. I know you're still going to be around, but I'm really excited for season two. And yeah, my number's available.
And the
Stay
road
in touch.
show.
And then I look forward to the 16th of Jan and the road show.
Yeah. And so now we're gonna
How's
have
those
to book
northerns
you
looking
a
there,
place.
Marco?
We'll make a plan. Ons ken mos mense.
Okay, okay, cool. Yeah.
But listen, Corbin, thank you so much. Thank you for adding some
Okay.
color to the show in 2023. It was amazing having you on the show, and you've now become part
Mm,
of the furniture part of what we do here at CCFM. And wishing you
okay.
everything of the best to you and your family over the festive season. But God willing,
Mm,
we're back next year with greater things as well. And you must have some
absolutely.
rest. And I speak that over myself as well. But
Yes.
it was amazing being with you. Till next time, God bless you.
Okay, and same to you and your family, Marco. I look forward to seeing you in studio for season two.
She's
And
not
the
hinting.
online has been
She's
great.
saying
The online has been great as well.
she's hinting. Please come back to studio. I will in the new year, of course. But with
Great.
that, we say goodbye till a little bit later.